You're saying? What are you seeing on your timeline right now?
I'm just seeing a bunch of NBA Finals updates and memes and stuff.
Okay, all right. That didn't sound like what you originally said, but it's neither here nor there. Thank you for tuning in this week, guys. Episode 9 of the Heavens Demons podcast. I am one of the hosts, Arturo.
I'm Adam,
the second host. The reason I want to introduce this because I was like, what if we have new fans from like the Selected Series podcast?
I would hope so.
And I noticed that we didn't say our names on the podcast.
We didn't.
No, we did. I know we made the effort, so they Selected Series made.
Look at us, bro, putting people first.
Yeah, that's on brand. 100% on brand. But I wanted to say that because I was like, we didn't introduce ourselves last time. Be better. Be better. Be more professional.
We're not a final product. If that's
hey, bro, I'm sure they could never guess based on this whole setup and everything.
This is actually a pretty good setup.
Honestly, it's not bad though. It ain't bad.
Hindsight. This is who would have thought we would get to here.
I'll be honest, guys. I was sitting pretty much in a corner, shirtless right now, because it was on fire in here, and I was like, you know what? I want to complain, but then I think about the days we're in your garage when it was 113 with no AC.
No AC.
And then I thought to myself, hey, bro, don't complain.
What we had was a MacGyver Jimmy Riggs situation of having the wall unit blow cold air this way, which wasn't directly above us. It was to the side.
Yeah.
And then we had a fan over there to catch that said air and blow it this way.
But we couldn't leave the fan on during the podcast.
No, we couldn't leave the fan on during the podcast because it would muffle the noise and you wouldn't be able to hear anything.
And I was even thinking about it right now. I was like, you know what? Should we leave the fan on?
And we honestly probably could have been fine with the fan on low.
Could have, but
trauma, PTSD.
PTSD. Trying to have a good experience for our listeners. Huh?
Other stuff.
What?
Maybe.
The fuck did you just say?
I'm not a psychologist or a therapist. I can't diagnose the issues that we have. I'm just throwing them out there and hopefully one of them sticks. And if they all stick, well.
I mean, I'm no psychologist to say which of those apply to you, but hey, let's just say all of them.
Fuck you. I said us, not you. I said us.
Oh no, for sure, me too.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm no better.
Yeah, sure.
Now it's you. For me, add a few more to that list, and then you could be like, yeah, probably add all those on there.
Oh yeah,
maybe a little bit of everything.
It's like throw them in a hat, pull one out. Yep.
That one applies.
That one applies.
Yeah, no, that one definitely applies, and you just keep going.
And you want to know what that is? A recipe for a good podcast.
So thank you for tuning in this week, guys. What do we got on the agenda this week? I was gonna say we could do a weekend recap. Just briefly, we did go to a showing. Shout out Evelyn and Flat. You say it. I don't even want to say it. I'm mad.
Flat Black.
What he said.
It's art supplies, right?
Art supplies, yeah.
Yeah, Flat Black art supplies. They were kind enough to open up their space and have Evelyn do an art show. Beautiful art. Love the pieces.
Art gallery.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And saw all the hard work that she's been putting in. And that was my first art show.
This is mine first, too. I've been to, like, art museums, never an art show.
Yeah.
Like, gallery type of setup.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, same.
Which, by the way, side note, they're doing another one July 10th.
It's
from 5 to 9.
It's an art show or just an event?
I think it's an event. I know. David said he's gonna
David said his
art's gonna be on exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know Disco's gonna be doing the whole DJ thing.
Yeah.
So he's gonna do that event. So it seems like it's gonna be a similar type of event, maybe
just
with a few more things.
Yeah.
You know,
more vendors and stuff. This was just Evelyn. There was a bar there. We found it.
Don't make it seem like it was hidden and we found it was in the middle of the establishment. Like you couldn't not walk into it.
Hey, we could have also not ordered anything too, right?
But that's rude.
Is it?
Just like it's rude if you don't eat all the food that's there.
Is it? Hey, did you notice something? We were the only ones eating.
No, and I think it hit me because we went out to that event, did that, and then the following day there was another event that I was at, and it dawned on me then because I got a look from somebody that they're all you tend to always really gravitate to where like the food's at.
Food.
And in my mind, I'm all, well, it's like they're hosting this event. It would be rude if nobody eats any of this.
I remember, I saw a tweet about this, and then I remember my mom when I threw my first party at my house. she's like, well, what are you gonna have for food?
100%.
And I was like, what do you mean? They just can't. They're just coming here to drink. She's like, but you wouldn't want like food here, like
Snacks, something
for them to eat while they're drinking. Or you just want everybody to just get fucked up. I was like, Mom, I think they just want to get fucked up.
In all honesty.
Yeah, in all honesty, yes. At 19, yeah, but when you get into your mid to late 20s, you need some food.
Yeah.
Around there, like it was a tweet that said like I hate partying with people in their early 20s because they don't give a fuck about food.
No, and it's one of those things. It's like now I'm considerate at the fact of like, oh, well, maybe this person's like running after work, or maybe they had to go do this. Maybe they didn't have time to grab like an actual meal.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, bro, like if you have snacks for them, they could survive for a while.
Yeah, like Lord forbid. I mean, back then we honestly didn't care about eating, even though we probably should have ate some food and it probably would have helped us out.
Maybe, but what's the fun in that?
There is no fun in that. The food was free. You had to pay for drinks. That's what's like events are like when you're older.
It's adulting.
That's adulting. The food's free. You got to pay for drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm the same way to where like I'll see the food, but I'll need to see at least one person go, and then I'll walk over.
Yeah. Would you? Okay, I'll say this. Have you ever been the guy to break the ice because you know nobody else
grab
will?
Food?
Yeah. Because
I'm in a position to where I know that somebody's waiting for me, and it's like I'm making eye contact with this person, and they're like, "Who's gonna go first?"
You'd be that
and
guy?
I gotta realize, like, I'm looking at them like, "Okay, I'm all truce, same time, go." And usually, whenever that happens, I'm always the first one to the table, and then that person shows up.
Got it.
Like right after.
It's a joint effort.
Joint effort, kind of.
Yeah.
That,
you're all looking at somebody else. You're all looking at somebody else. Hey, you're not that guy.
Hey, not that guy.
Hey, pal, not that guy.
No, but I am the guy to where like if I already see somebody's there, or if somebody brings it up and I'm like yes, because I feel like they're saying it because they need that person to accompany them.
Yeah.
And I've already been thinking about it for at least 10 minutes.
Oh, since I showed up.
Exactly. So I'll go with you immediately. Volunteers tribute right away. But if I'm by myself and I'm put in that position to where like somebody's got to do this, fuck, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah. Which is good. I think that's fine. I think we need more people that will break the ice like that.
Break the ice. I'll get the chips.
No. I'll say this. Did we need to go at the rate we did? We could have been worse with our eating there.
Bro, we were fine.
No.
It just looks bad when nobody else is eating.
But that's what I thought in my head. I was
fine
like,
when if you're the only one doing something, like if we were at an event, we're the only ones drinking, we're gonna look bad.
No, I know. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't set myself up for that.
And it's the same thing with anything. If you're the only ones doing something, you're gonna stand out.
But I don't want to put that emphasis on Evelyn's show, guys.
Yeah, Evelyn's show. The focus. That's why nobody was eating, was because they were so focused on the art.
Yeah, because mind blowing, breathtaking.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. We all had our own interpretations.
Yeah, which I don't want to say on the podcast.
No, I don't need. We don't need to say that's my interpretation of art. You could have your own. Mm-hmm. You should have gone. But I saw she's gonna make like prints.
Prints, yeah, she's gonna make prints.
She's gonna make prints of it, so then you guys can also have your own interpretations.
Yeah, go ahead and support a local
keep
artist.
Them to yourself.
Yeah. Or if you want to let us know what your interpretation is, I'd love to hear it.
That too, that as well. I mean, it's up to you. No pressure.
No pressure.
I'm not gonna influence anybody's decisions.
Nah.
But we did that. Then we went to Emo Night, which was fun.
Probably the funnest event I've been to in a long time. Long time.
Right. Oh, since like my show that was there.
Well, that was a long time.
Yeah, that was a year and a half. A year and a half. But like, that was also I saw that they throw like emo nights in LA and San Diego and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So when I saw Omar, who put on the event at Bart, he was throwing his own. I was like, you know what, we're gonna go. Like, I haven't got a haircut, but I made sure to reach out to him. Is it okay if I wear a hat? Of course, you could wear whatever the fuck you want.
Which by the way, bars, like, why? How is this a problem? Like, why are hats? I get it, maybe like the gang culture, like you wouldn't want a certain type of people because they wear certain hats. Like, I could see maybe the reason,
but I think we're at the point now where
there's
you don't need a hat. You don't. I don't think this is just maybe my own ignorance, or I just don't notice it. But people aren't wearing certain colors and certain hats really anymore. People are wearing whatever the fuck they want. They're gonna let you know what they claim,
regardless of a hat.
Regardless of a hat. Like, regardless of what they wear, they're going to let you know, like, I'm from here.
Hey, or I could just read it on the tattoo on your forearm, you know? Yeah. Like, that kind of gives it away.
Or your fucking face.
That, too.
Hey,
but that's okay. You come in like that.
Yeah.
Hey, hat, gone.
Hat, gone. Like, wait, what, bro? Like, no. I know I had to do a sneakeroo, like, later on that night. But at Bart, funnest event, and I had a kind of like not an epiphany, but, like.
Revelation.
A revelation, yes. like Emo Night, from my first takeaway from it is you have a lot of different personalities there, but what I notice a common theme is like majority of the people there are people that I know to be introverted
Yes.
or to themselves, and
Yes.
but like, because I consider myself an introvert, like we talked about this, I'm an introvert to people I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm around at least one person I know, I'm completely extroverted. So it's like you get all those people in one place and you play all the music that they all equally love. Great time.
Hey, you know why? Because they're not all up each other's ass, but you could tell that this is their time to be free.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all that was one of the first times, other than like a concert, like everybody was singing, like people that have no reason to sing.
Yeah.
But it's like you're fucking.
Like, hey, fuck you, bro. Like, we're here.
Yeah, like, hey, bro, it's like if I'm singing in the shower. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Like, everybody was singing because they love that music. And at that point, there was no judgment because nobody sounds that great anyways. And plus, you're drinking. What does it matter?
What does it matter?
Yeah.
We're just here to vibe out to great songs of the past.
Absolutely.
And, like, I loved it. And, having our own revelations, like, of, our group, how we go out and, like, we love to do these things, but we also like to keep kind of to ourselves. Like, we want to keep like we don't need to be in the mix. We don't need to be those people. Like, there's some groups of people, like, nothing against them. It's just everybody's different.
Yeah.
That need to be like, oh, I need to be front row, or I need to be in the crowd, or I need to be here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we kind of just need to be in the cut. Like, we're here. We're gonna have a good time right here. Like,
Yeah.
we're here.
Whether
we're
we're
not
right
taking
here
away from. We're not taking
or
away
over
from the vibe. We're not taking away from any. We're not gonna.
No.
We're not even gonna make fun of you. We're not gonna laugh. Nothing. We're just here having a good time like everybody else. And I love that. And so Emo Night was the epitome of that, which was really fun. And from what I hear, it's gonna happen once a month.
So shout out Bart for that one. Y'all y'all gotta show up for that one. That one's a fun. If you like that type of music, and even if you don't, I'll extend the invitation. If you don't like that music, you'll find a way to be a fan of it.
Hey,
you'll find a way to be a fan.
You've been through the phase at least, or the mainstream My Chemical Romance. You know the mainstream songs. So it's like, even if you don't know like fucking like the lesser known bands, more underground of the emo music, you could still have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just carefree. Nobody's judging you.
No.
And there was some like.
Did you notice like the different type of people that were there? Like
100%.
I could tell by like how they styled themselves. I was like, oh, this guy was like really about this. So this guy's like, I could see how he put on his outfit that he's kind of like, I could see. And then you just see a culmination of different characters.
Yeah.
But you would think because it's Emo Night, it's just one type of character, but
No,
it wasn't. It was far from
different.
that.
It's different. You could tell there's people that have been waiting to kind of like, and it's like one of the bigger events that I've seen where it's like packed out since everything opened back up last month. So it's like, I could tell some of these people probably wouldn't even go to like a normal bar or nightclub, but now that this is an event tailored to their music taste, they're going out and they're doing the whole nine. There's Doc Martens, there's fucking choker necklaces, there's studded bracelets, and all
Taylors.
Chuck Taylors.
Hey, cut off band tees. Like
There's
just exactly what
there's
you
women
think.
in skirts with Doc Martens, and I'm just like, oh my god. And I'm like, dude, this is cool. Like, this is like,
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So every month we'll be there, Emo Night
Hey,
at Bart Lounge.
now I'll say this. Will we steadily be getting into the theme of Emo Night? Maybe. Hey, you didn't see Adam there with eyeliner last time. He might have it this time.
And you saw me there.
Hey,
Chuck Taylors and choker chains.
that's what I'm. Like I said, you're good. It's gonna be a new experience every single time.
Maybe. Who knows?
But yes, folks. That was our. Well,
Oh, it was also, America's birthday that weekend. I didn't celebrate it. But
I mean, did I drink on 4th? I didn't even drink on 4th of July. Sunday, right?
I didn't drink at all after Friday.
I didn't drink at all after Saturday.
Yeah.
But yes,
I didn't celebrate.
I didn't find a way to celebrate. I really didn't care to celebrate.
I did not care. I mean, I'm never gonna shame people for celebrating anything. Like, sometimes people need a reason, like just like Emo Night. Sometimes people need a reason
To get out
and
enjoy
do
themselves.
stuff. Like, some people need a reason to drink instead of just drinking.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's 4th of July, and then they get plastered drunk, and it's like, did you really need a reason to drink, or like you're just happy there was a reason?
Yeah. Like, it
Like-
doesn't really matter that it's 4th of July. It could have been
No.
fucking Columbus Day or whatever fucking day it was.
Which it's always funny to me when I see people wearing like American flag stuff, and it's like, that's kind of like,
I really don't. I've never been that guy to. I think the most I would ever do is like an American flag American flag bandana.
Yeah, I've done American flag bandana, but like wearing the whole getup, it's like
it's been a little weird.
Yeah,
a little weird to me.
But I just kept thinking to myself, like, is it really even worth celebrating after the past couple years that we've had? Is it even worth, like, I don't know.
But I mean, if you did, like, I know there's
no shame.
And then also, like, I think about it too, like the girls that like to dress up for that, like whether it's like their tops that are American.
I'm never
like,
against women dressing how they want to dress.
Yeah,
it's
but
always the men.
But when you see and not saying I've seen this, but yes, I have. When I see a grown male that is wearing a full romper, I'm not mad at the romper. I'm mad at the fact that this romper
American flag.
is a whole American flag.
Yeah.
And not only do you have that, you have an American flag like hat. I was like, hey, bro, I think you love this country a little bit too much.
Yeah. It's weird, bro. Like, and then you see the weird posts about it, and that's why it's like, is this really something even worth celebrating? Like, the people that will, I know it's a political holiday, it's celebrating, it's a government holiday, but it's like, does it have to be a political thing? Like, oh, look at all these people celebrating such and such a national holiday, but also want to take away our guns. It's like, bro, you could also just shut the fuck up too. There's that. Like, oh, look at all those people celebrating Cinco de Mayo, but you claim that Mexicans are taking their jobs.
Yeah. Mexican Independence.
Mexican Independence Day is coming up.
It's like, that's not Cinco de Mayo, first of all.
Yeah. Oh, Mexican Independence Day is coming up too. So we'll see what they do. September. Yes, it's September. Yeah. The only reason I know that's because I saw a friend tweet it. Yeah. Because, and that's just, we didn't really, I don't think we really learned about that in school.
No, I always know it's in September. I never remember the date. I always remember Cinco de Mayo, but I always knew what it was.
There's 2 things I know about September. Actually, 3.
When it ends.
Yes.
I knew you were going to go with it.
Fuck. It's
sorry.
Mexican Independence Day, somewhere in the middle. 9/11, of course. And you got to wake me up when it ends. There's 3 things I know about fucking September.
Hey, I'll take those to the grave.
And those are only 3 things you really need to know.
Labor Day?
What?
I don't know when it ever is. I just know it's always at the beginning of the month, and for whatever reason.
Honestly, guys, ask yourself these questions. Do you know why holidays are holidays, or you're just happy for the 3-day or 4-day weekend?
They don't give a they don't give a fuck about a holiday.
Yeah.
They like the free day off. Yeah. You know why? Because we don't have enough of them.
Every time I hear Labor Day, I think of fucking Dukes of Hazzard. Don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day? I still don't know why you're not supposed to.
There's a thing. I know
there's
somewhere.
A thing, but it always makes me laugh every time. And I just picture Boss Hogg's face. But yeah, so it was America's birthday, and I think we could call this the past 2 years the PPP fireworks, because some of y'all are getting fireworks I've never even heard before. Like, it's making houses shake.
Bro, yes, I think I told you this as I was getting or when I met you after, but like there was fireworks when I shook my house, and even I was like, oh shit, and I was laughing only because my Apollo was just still fucking. I was like, this boy would be a terrible guard dog.
Bro, Roxy didn't care. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're brother and sister, but she didn't care at all. Mia was freaking out, but like, what I always, and I don't like, I was talking to my mom about this because her and my dad went to Huntington Beach to see the fireworks on the pier. They were in Long Beach. They went to Huntington Beach to see the fireworks on the pier. But
that I get.
Yeah.
That I get.
Yes. If you love fireworks so bad, go watch it somewhere. Like, don't do it in your neighborhood, because 1, you're not a professional. 2, accidents can happen. Look up Jason Pierre-Paul. You can.
Oh, bro, the
hockey player.
Yeah, rest in peace to the hockey player
that passed away over the weekend from a firework incident. You could burn somebody's house down, your own house down. You could burn down stuff in your community. Car, anything. People, like, there's so much shit that can happen just so you can think you look cool.
Yeah, and I'll say this because I'll speak to
That's
this.
how I know we're getting old, bro.
Yeah, but no, but I'll say this because I'll speak to this aspect.
Yeah,
because you don't have kids. But like, even with like last year, my nieces and nephews and stuff, like, we would always, like, we get fireworks and stuff, and we set it up properly. But in my head, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, but realistically, guys, we're gonna spend a lot of money for not that much fireworks. We should just pay to go to a show somewhere.
Yeah.
And where we could take lawn chairs, hang out,
make an evening of it.
Yeah, like, let's make an event of this. I was like, by you not wanting to go out of your house and like literally drive, I get it. It's hot. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be hot here, over there. you're preventing a lot of bad stuff that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And plus, we don't have the best of fireworks. Those shows are gonna have the best of fireworks.
Except that one show where all 17 minutes of the fireworks went off
in San Diego.
In San Diego, yeah. Which that's a story within itself,
bro. That
like,
just
imagine if you're there. That's a story. Like, yeah,
bro. Could you just imagine?
Fireworks show,
bro,
could you all went off at once.
You're just like, bro. It was like I was watching because it came up on the feed too. I was watching. I was like, bro, if I was there, that's blinding. That's how much fucking fireworks are set off at once.
Yeah, imagine all 17 minutes at once.
Imagine you're the coordinator.
Yeah, like,
hey, hey, bro, that guy's never getting a job again.
Never get a job again, or he might. He's like, let's speed this shit up. Hey, he had plans after.
Bro, he was sick of this.
Hey, he was gonna meet up with a little something. He's like, I got a 17-minute fireworks show. She's like, I'm already fucking wet. He's like, fucking send it off.
There's a red button.
It says do not press.
Yeah, it's like,
boom, pressed it.
Hey, but why have that button? You know?
Yeah.
You know why? For that reason.
He's like, I'll be there in 17 minutes. I'm wet now. I'll be there in 2.
That man hit the red button and left.
Hey, bro. Hey. Help everybody else out. Hey, y'all can go home now. It's over.
Yeah.
You'll never experience this again. You could have, this story lasts your whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fucking traumatic marks on your eyeballs that are probably burnt off.
Maybe.
It's like, oh shit.
You don't remember that show. But yeah, like, I saw a lot of that. But it's just, even driving to Fernie's house and, like, seeing, like, the fire trucks going, ambulances and stuff like that, and like seeing smoke and all this stuff, I'm like, bro, is it even like?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Like, I was telling my mom about this. I was like, I really don't care for fireworks. Like, unless we're at Disneyland or we're somewhere where there's a professional fireworks show going on, I could give
like after games and stuff. Like, it looks kind of cool, you know.
It looks cool, but it's like, fam, like I'm here trying to go to sleep, or I'm here trying to chill, and my dog's spazzing out because you want to, be obnoxious with your fucking firework.
Yeah. And even then, I'll say this too, and I'm gonna look there. If this is one of you guys, I'm gonna tell you this: there's a special place in hell for the people that pop fireworks after 4th of July. Mm-hmm. It's July 17th. Why am I still hearing fireworks?
No, there's a special place in hell for people that pop fireworks anytime fireworks are not deemed necessary. New Year's, 4th of July. Those are only 2 times. And if they're popped anytime other than that,
go to hell. Hey, go to hell. Also,
asshole.
Go to hell.
Like, you'd be like, I think of those people to be the same people that just like are so obnoxious in class.
The loud ones, yes.
The loud ones, because
yes.
they need to be heard and seen.
Yeah, I think of it the same way as like we've all seen that one guy at the bar who's doing the most. It's like, hey, bro, you're moving really. Not only are you loud verbally, you're moving very loudly. Mm-hmm. Like, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah. What did we say about the male woo girls?
The what?
Like, remember we're out at a bar, and I was like, oh, this is the equivalent of like woo girls.
The woo girls from How I Met Your Mother, and it was males.
Yeah.
It was the sheesh. Like that, guys. You're ruining. Like this is my old man coming out of me. You do the most with everything you can, and you burn it out way too fucking fast,
dude.
Like, just like it which will kind of segue to that too. It's like the fucking Fast and the Furious memes. Those are hilarious.
All right,
but it's gonna keep going, and at some point, it's like, all right, you see, we overdid it. As a society, we don't always have to overdo anything. And if you're a group of guys or just a group of people, and you're like, sheesh, at a bar every 5 minutes, you know what? Yeah. You're doing too much. Stop. You're ruining it now.
Keep talking.
You're fucking.
I'm not gonna find the meme.
No, I doubt it. But there was a lot of those memes I saw, which, by the way, hilarious. If you guys haven't been on Twitter, go and just look up Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Pretty much what it's predicated around is whatever fucking crazy scenario is going on in another movie.
Oh, I found
Dom Toretto ends up coming into the scene. With
the fucking shotgun.
With a shotgun, or with just something about you could have whatever you want. You could have 1,000 guns pointed at me, but I got family, so I'm gonna win.
Yeah, like him jumping out of the car, like, you can't do that. It's gravity. I have family.
It's like, all right, well, I guess gravity doesn't apply to family.
Dude, I saw what it was. Loki's like, he's like,
I have an army.
I have a family.
It's like, bro, what are we doing?
And the funniest one, the best one I've seen for all my thronies out there,
which
I know we hate the last season. I know we do. We fucking hate it. But this is a season 1 reference.
Okay.
And it's fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna
show this to you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain the scene after. Okay? I'm gonna show this to you, and you guys are gonna know the scene I'm talking about.
Dom, what are you doing here? You don't do that to family. Okay, I'm gonna just based on what's going on. If I'm a fucking guessing man, that's his sister.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's grinding and trying to kiss upon his sister. You know those characters. I don't know the characters, but I can make an assumption on what's going on.
All right, so these are the Lannisters, and it's the tower scene. All right, so what happens is I'm butchering names just because I don't have the time to go ahead and research every character. I think his name is it Ben? No, either way, there's this one. Yeah, it's Ben Stark. So Ben Stark was always known like to climb walls and to do like he's fucking what's the name of parkour. He invented parkour. It was Ben Court. Anyway, so he was always known to like climb and jump around shit, like always pop out. So the Lannisters come to visit the Starks, right? And there's brother and sister, they're twins. And either way, so it's like later on during the day, and he's climbing this high tower, and he has like this Ben Stark's climbing this tower. He gets into the window, and he hears noises, but he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And he looks, and he sees the Lannister brother and sister fucking. They're fucking full on, like it's consensual, bro. Like this is their thing. That this is what they do, right? And he sees them, and the girl Cersei, she sees him, and she goes, "Oh my god, he sees us!" So the brother runs over and like kind of like, "Hey, don't go anywhere. Like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "No, I'm just climbing." And she's like, "He saw us. He's gonna tell everybody." And he's like, "The things I do for love." And he throws him off the top of the tower, hoping it kills him, but it just paralyzed him. Right?
Oh, is that the dude that's paralyzed the whole?
Yeah,
the whole,
that's how he became paralyzed. Was Bran.
Bran, there you go.
Yeah, Bran
See,
Stark.
I know a few things.
So basically what that is that's the moment they got caught, because and he says, "You don't do that to family."
And Tom Toretto, that is the family man.
Dominic Toretto, if anything, he is a family man.
Hey, so clearly,
he don't do that to family.
Hey, and clearly he does not approve. So what did
he does not approve of incest?
So what did that Lannister get? Or both of them get a fucking shotgun shell through the chest?
A fucking buckshot
straight to the chest. Hey,
you
gone. You gone.
Hey, bro, you try to fuck your sister in Toretto's family, you're getting shot.
Hey, bro, bare minimum. You better hope that's it.
Oh,
this guy's fucking swinging fucking cars from mountain to mountain at this point.
My God, Dom Toretto's Old Testament, everybody.
That's even worse.
He's Old Testament,
clearly.
But yeah, but that's the best one I saw, just because of like I swear to God, bro, I kept like I would close Twitter, start laughing at myself, and then open it up again because it's just fucking funny. And like seeing how creative people get.
Oh, that's the best. Like when you go down the thread of that, like because people are gonna build upon it or reference something else. Yeah. And people are going out of their way to find so many things from so many movies. It's like, damn, yeah, I really got the time right now.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm glad because now I get some humor out of it,
bro.
Not
Twitter. I've had this conversation several times, and my stance has not changed. It'll never die.
No.
As long as people have sick, twisted senses of humor and are quick-witted and can make memes that fast and just capitalize off of anything, it's never gonna die.
No. And I pray it doesn't.
And that's the one place where you got to be careful, like about misinformation and stuff. But that's also gonna be your fastest source of information.
Always
is Twitter. Because you're gonna get information from everywhere, like, or whatever trends going on. Like, bro, I didn't know the ocean was on fire until I saw it on Twitter.
I saw the video of that, and in my mind, I was like, "This looks like a video game." I was like, the quality doesn't even look. It looks overly real. I was like, "There's no way this is real." I have a friend of ours that's in studio right now.
He just walked in.
The great Fernelius Pikachu.
Man of many names and many talents.
He does.
Not many talents, just names.
Hey, there's talent in there somewhere.
Hey, bro. Do you think your jackassery is not a talent?
Oh shit, then.
Hey, bro, you might. Hey, in my line of work and from the people I've met, top two. Top two. This man this man took out his AirPod out of is that a Pokemon's ass?
Gengar.
Out of Gengar's ass.
Gengar's ass is right here.
Yo, that's the USB charger.
That's the USB.
Out of his mouth.
And only the way Fernie can make us laugh, guys. He does it. What the fuck are we discussing right now?
Bro, so there's
The fire. You
the
said
fire.
people
Yes,
were
people photoshopped.
Toretto.
No. They photoshopped Godzilla in the middle of the fucking ocean, in the middle of the fire. They photoshopped that like in the video, like and it's like blowing fire,
Bro,
fighting.
People are getting great with technology.
Bro, it's a beautiful place. No, it didn't take that long, bro. It took not even a day for that to happen. We're just reflecting on
Godzilla
it.
starts
What
charging
we've
that.
seen, yeah. But yeah, and for all you idiots out there, water isn't on fire.
It's the oil on top.
It's the oil on top.
We
of
know
it.
that.
Do they? Have they? You're assuming they know this. You're assuming they've seen Free Willy.
I've never seen Free Willy. I just always knew that though.
Well, hey, bro, you're smart.
I've heard about this since like elementary school. Like I think it was a teacher who brought it up.
Maybe, probably.
Maybe she might be talking about Free Willy. Actually, who knows? I was like, I didn't pay attention at the time. I was just trying to figure out how to fucking.
Yeah,
Gotta move through life.
some other fucking classmate probably asked like, why isn't the whole water on fire? Well, Timmy,
Funny
what
that-
happens is the oil's on top of the water, and that's what's actually on fire. And you're just like staring off into space or staring at ass, maybe. Who knows?
Hey, third grade was a wild time. It was.
Wow. All right. Well, moving along past that, current events of what's going on since we're talking about Twitter and stuff. You want to get into Shacarri?
Yeah. So Shacarri Richardson, if you guys have been under a rock, I don't assume you guys have since you're watching this podcast. Bro, could you imagine if we're like, I just thought about this real quick. I'll get to her right now. But imagine if we're like the source of information for people. Like, let's say like they didn't have Twitter. They didn't like, they just heard us. I know this is not a thing.
No.
But one day, imagine that's the case. Because it's like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
There's many people that don't watch the news. They don't look at anything.
That's
just
their
hear-
source of information.
It's Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. I mean, it's the same thing as like Fox News and CNN and Alex Jones and like these other sites. Like, it's kind of scary. Like, if that's I can understand if you're getting information from these other outlets, but if you're only listening to one, that's scary.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem because like you have no idea what motivation is behind them, who's funding them, if they're skewing information. Like, that's why like in courtrooms, like you have facts, but like how lawyers present that information and like everything and sway opinions and stuff like that. It's like it's the same thing when it comes to news. Like, you could flip things any which way. It's the age of spin. Shout out Dave Chappelle.
But going back to this whole Shacarri Richardson, and it's not Shacarri.
Shacarri
it's
Richardson.
Shacarri. She made that very clear. So what happened was she ended up winning a race. It was Olympic qualifier.
Olympic qualifier.
And she set a world. She set
a world record.
Set a world record. It was like 10.38 or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact number. Very impressive. As you can tell, she blew the competition away. Like, it was so close at the beginning, and then she distinguished like, oh, I'm great. I'm legendary. And Fernie is putting up signs over here. Send it at him. Showdown. See, like I said, man of many talents.
Instead of a producer saying like, 5 minutes talk about this, it's just fucking.
It's Fernie. I'll paint you guys a picture because you can't see Fernie in the background. Fernie is laying down, putting up his folder with very funny drawings that he made of. It looks like a bandit type of Patrick.
Yeah.
From SpongeBob.
Bando Patrick.
Patrick. And this is how we're trying to fucking focus, and we got Fernie over here doing this. Yeah. But yes, so she ended up winning the race. It was beautiful. It was very well, like the story that came out after the fact of her mom had passed away. I think
she found out from an interviewer.
Yeah, and this happened like recently, like within that week. And just things that she was going through and her story. And she's so young. She's 21. And for her to go through all that, and she like you could,
and her also beating the odds, because if you don't know, she's undersized compared to other like sprinters.
On her best day, I think she's 5'2".
And she's beating them
and
by a lot.
And as you can tell by Usain Bolt and all these other amazing sprinters, they're all like over 6 feet. You have to be an insane explosive athlete to be. So you could tell like she's next level. And it was a good story. It was all over news media outlets. Like the story could not be out of your face. Like, it was there presented to you. And then you fast forward how quick the internet turns. You fast forward a few days, it ends up that she failed a drug test. Not for performance enhancers, not for steroids, not for anything. It was a simple, she had marijuana in her system. So after that happened, you kind of saw the media, not all media, but certain media end up going back on her. In terms
Right away, like it's almost as if they were waiting for that to happen, like waiting, like they're opportunists in like and to root against.
Yes,
like yeah, we're gonna support her because she's running for the U.S. Olympic trials and the U.S. Olympic team, and she's for sure gonna win because she just set a world record.
But they also know a feel good story is only gonna go so long, you know?
Yeah, it's only gonna go so long. Like too good to be true.
Yep.
And it's like, and I remember, because after my mom came back from 4th of July with my parents came back, she brought up, she's like, oh, did you see what happened with Shacarri? Like, that's so sad. I was like, yeah, like that her mom died and that she didn't really know how to cope with the anxiety. Like, she's in the middle of, she found out from an interviewer.
Yeah.
Like, and then I paint the picture for my mom. She's like, oh, I didn't know all that. Like, I just saw that she.
Oh, you saw the headline.
Yeah. And she was literally reading as it happened. So I wasn't holding it against her. I'm just letting her know everything before she's finished her sentence.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saying like, why would she do that? Like, didn't she know what she was risking? Like, yeah, bro, in that situation, if that was me, you thank your lucky stars. Thank God that was the only thing I did was smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Like, if I lost my mom.
You think the Olympics are the first thing I'm fucking thinking about?
I could give a fuck about the Olympics, bro. Like, I could give two shits about I just lost my mom.
Yeah.
And like some people like brought up Brett Favre, which I'm like, that doesn't even equate because he's a pill addict and an alcoholic. Yeah. So it's so weird, bro, because it's always people like kind of the generation above us, Gen X, I think it is.
Yeah.
That always say like they're so against weed because they grew up in the whole propaganda against marijuana. So they're just so against it because that's how they were raised. But they're okay with alcohol and prescription pills.
Yeah, prescription drugs.
Which are known to harm you in the long run. Like, and you can get addiction from it. It could ruin your life. There's plenty of lives that have been ruined, lives that have been lost. And it's like, yeah, you would have felt more comfortable if this girl drowned herself in liquor because her mom passed.
Absolutely.
Versus just she was having so much anxiety and couldn't deal with everything that she just needed to relax. And it's like, and if anything, marijuana it's not a performance enhancer. What's the opposite of an enhancer? A dehancer?
Dehancer. Rehancer?
A rehancer, if you will.
So the competition better be lucky. The competition, like, imagine had she not. I don't think I
don't even think it does that. I don't even think it. No. I just don't think it does anything.
No.
As far as performance, I don't think it does anything.
You gotta think about it. And this is probably for a lot of the people that never played sports, but we've played sports. We've been around people. The next level of type of athletes is a different breed of DNA. Even beyond that is like their metabolism works insane in a way that those drugs are out of their systems long before anybody else. So anybody that's like, but like it stays in your system. Yeah, it does, but it has no effect on them.
And for people that think your favorite athlete doesn't smoke weed or do something, you're dumb and in denial. Like they all do something, and whether it's everybody has their vice. Yeah. And if you think that they don't, you're just
everybody. Alcohol, weed, CBD, shrooms.
Yeah. Like they all have. And go actually listen to interviews of NFL players that openly talk about it that aren't in the NFL. Like they're already out, they're retired. What's his name? The outside linebacker that was on the Rams, and then he was on the Eagles. And Chris Long. Oh yeah. Chris Long openly talks about it. So go listen to a podcast or a YouTube clip of him speaking about marijuana usage in the NFL. Yeah. And a lot of other athletes use it. Michael Phelps smoked weed. And this is all common knowledge that people just look past or forget or put under the rug.
And I don't think I remember when that happened. And did he get a ban? Yes. I will say he got his consequences.
But there wasn't a smear campaign.
No, nothing to this extent.
No, yeah, nothing to this extent. There was no smear campaign. And it's just a weird thing that I'm seeing that a lot of people are pointing out of like the smear campaigns happening and like the unfairness towards black female athletes in these Olympics.
Yeah.
Like they banned the certain head cap for like I believe like their dreads that they can't wear. It's banned now.
I saw
that they can't wear them. I don't know the term.
Yeah, it's a certain
swim cap that like so it kind of forces them like, oh, you can't have your hair like that. So it's like, so you're saying the only way I could swim in this race is if I
shave my head off?
shave my hair? Like, okay. And then the same thing that they did with Naomi Osaka when she was, speaking about mental health and like that these, interviews and conferences and stuff that she has to do that are deemed mandatory. It's not good on her mental health. She just wants to focus on the sport. And, she says no and she gets kicked out of the event for doing it. It's just like, why is it always to the extreme when it comes to black female athletes voicing opinion?
Yeah.
Or black athletes in general, because the same thing happened to Marshawn Lynch. That was the whole, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing of, I don't want to, like, I know you think I have an obligation to you to speak, but I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But people don't, like, when it comes to Bill Belichick being an asshole in press conferences,
I love
that's
it.
Bill.
Hey, I love it.
Oh, love that energy. But Marshawn Lynch does it like, oh, he's such a detriment. Like, oh, can you believe what he did? It's just like people, it's these undertones that you can't really ignore. It's just like over the past couple of years, that's why I said I didn't really think there was a reason to celebrate 4th of July, at least for myself personally. Like, seeing how people are being treated and continue to be treated and how progressive we're supposed to be.
It doesn't seem that progressive at times.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, she smoked weed in a state where it's legal. There's people making millions upon millions of dollars in this industry that used to be illegal, but now there's so many people, black, brown, and people of color locked up for marijuana related charges. But
it's fucking silly.
But there's all these, companies popping out and there's millionaires overnight in the marijuana industry, and it's like, hey, bro, like.
And I would love to see the statistics on the amount of detriment and deaths involved with alcohol versus weed. I would love to see it.
And those statistics are hard to find.
Yeah, I bet so. And think about it. On the biggest day of the year, Super Bowl, how many beer commercials do you see? I'll say this, almost all of them. Mm-hmm. I'd say at least 30% of the commercials are fucking alcohol related.
Yeah.
And yes, they're good commercials. I'm not saying they're not. But I'm saying
that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, we ain't saying
a marijuana commercial could be entertaining. Yeah. Marijuana commercial could be very entertaining.
But how funny is that? Like the most popular one is the most detrimental. And this coming from a person, I drink responsibly. Mm-hmm. And they throw it in there at the last fucking second. Drink responsibly. Mm-hmm. Huh?
I've seen it.
Hey, Bernie, see it? I drink responsibly.
Yeah, but also it's like we talked about this when I was in college in my public speaking, that you're not allowed to drink in a commercial. Like, you'll never see them drink. You'll see them raise the glass or bring it up, and it'll cut.
Yeah.
It'll cut because you're not allowed to drink, because you're not supposed to promote drinking.
No. You're
supposed to promote buying alcohol.
Okay, because, people just buy alcohol to fucking just sit there.
Yeah, bro.
It's stupid. It's and I love the fact that everybody kind of rallied around her. A bunch of athletes, like Odell, all the biggest athletes in the world started coming and telling
athletes, celebrities.
The people that those high athletes probably smoke weed themselves. Excuse me. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
or I may have.
Or possibly.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like, what are we talking about here at this point? Like, it's weed.
I think it should just be legalized in general. If other countries don't want to legalize it, that's on them.
I don't even care if they legalize it. Just decriminalize it.
Well, I'm saying, when I say legalize it, like in sports, like
okay.
Sports, like make it okay to where you're not going to be punished.
It's not a banned substance.
Yeah, like take it off the banned substance list. Because I mean the NBA, it's a banned substance, but they don't test for it.
No, they test for it once at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
and that is it. There's no random or anything like that.
The same thing in the NFL and college, but you should just take it off the banned substance list. Do the same thing for the Olympics. It's like, hey, you know what? Like, same thing. We're going to talk about the NIL in a bit. Whatever your country, whatever their laws are, abide by that.
Yeah.
We're not the Olympics. We're not a governing as far as that. Like steroid usage, I could see.
Enhancers,
yes. But marijuana doesn't do any of that stuff.
And it sounds dumb to me, but it'd be the equivalent.
It'll enhance my mood.
that too. But it's the equivalent of you're fucked. You want to know why? You just tested positive for alcohol. That's as stupid as that sounds. That's as stupid as it sounds for weed.
Like,
it's like,
sorry, bro, I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do we do after we win a championship? Pop champagne.
yeah, but that's fine.
That's fine. Promoting alcoholism.
It's literally just that dumb, and it's that simple. Like, it should be on that list. It's fine. You don't get in trouble for fucking testing positive for alcohol, which actually I think you do, by the way. But it's like, it does nothing for you. It's like, oh, you tested hot, okay, but
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything for my enhancement of the sport.
It's just sad. I would like to see, you know, things progress even further. Now the update of she's not competing in the Olympics overall because the
4x1.
The 4x1 because Team USA didn't select her, which doesn't make sense to me either.
I'm sure this just came out like
A couple
an hour
hours
ago.
ago.
Yeah, so by the time this is out, I'm sure more information will be out about this, and I'm curious to see as what the reasoning is. It's not an athletic reasoning because she's clearly faster than everybody.
No, bro. It's motivated because the person I was telling you off camera, and I'll let everybody else know. The person that they selected to replace her in the 100 meter, a white woman that's Mormon, and the first thing she says is, "I hope to inspire kids to say no to drugs." That's not like
She said that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this first time on the podcast. To that lady that said that, go fist fuck yourself.
It's like, read the room, or you selected this person on purpose.
I don't like saying this, but she's a fucking twat.
Like, you selected this person on purpose.
Oh, now I got Fernie's attention.
Yeah. Oh, you got your headphones on, huh?
Actually, the video's paused.
Oh. Like, you could have chose anybody else.
Yeah.
But you chose it. Why? Like, you chose this person.
Especially when you know, like, back to that Mormon girl. Like, you know the reason why she did this. It's like, how insensitive are you?
Yeah. It's a bad look. And then to further, like she said, I look forward to competing in, you know, the 4x1 and the World Olympics that happen next year. It's supposed to be in between Olympic trial or the Olympics. There's the World Games that go on. And since the pandemic, it didn't happen. It got pushed back a year. It's kind of like
both kind of overlapped on each other right now.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess who's gonna be at Worlds?
Her.
Yeah. And she's at that point she's gonna be like, "Fuck you" to everybody. And I hope, which I know she will. She's gonna dust everybody. And to that dumbass Mormon girl, good luck not even making it on the podium.
That girl was in the same race with Shacarri. She got 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our hope.
Not that I watch the Olympic Games anyways.
Congratulations to Jamaica.
Yeah. Hey, y'all go dust them.
Y'all gonna dust them.
Not that I watch them at all anyways, but there's certain events that I like to tune in for. Like the whole thing.
100-meter dash is one that I like to do. Whether it be male, female, whatever it is, I like to watch that.
There's certain ones that just because out of curiosity, just to see how they go. Or even, like, I don't even like swimming that much, but it's like, it's not that long and it's a good competition. But
I always did when it was Michael Phelps because I'm like, how, like, this guy's part dolphin.
Yeah,
something.
how bad is it to beat him now, you know?
Yeah.
But now, now I'm really not going to watch
it. Well, now I'm going to watch, like, it just sucks to see. Like, imagine how the other Olympic athletes feel, like, that are watching this, like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, considering, you know, a lot of those athletes probably smoke weed too.
I'm not putting that on nobody. But it's bullshit that you have to hide it. It's bullshit that you could have these luxurious fucking dispensaries run by companies of people with fair skin. Some of them are Latino owned and black owned. But
Bando Patrick.
Yeah, but it's so professional and clean, but that's the only way it's cool. Meanwhile, there's people locked up in federal prison. There's people being punished for smoking it when it's legal in whatever state that they live in.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's at the point where it's like, why is this even still a discussion? And I'm gonna I don't want to bring it back to this, but it's like you said, like those old smear campaigns. This is created by I'll tell you this: it wasn't created by the black community. It wasn't created by the Latino, the Asian. No, created by the white community.
Well, that's
the old white community.
They're obviously pandering.
Yeah,
like that's why they chose who they chose to replace her.
Yeah, and think about it, like. They're clapping for us next door. I know we preaching out here.
Number one podcast in the valley.
But I was thinking about this right now. Like
selected series.
Weed, I'm sure was like it came from like didn't start here. It came from other countries and other cultures, right? Like other cultures use them. I believe so.
I'm not gonna say I know the history of marijuana. I just know it's a plant that grows in the ground.
Yeah, but I feel like, well, it's like, think about like ayahuasca and other stuff. Like people have always used.
What are we doing in here? This needs to be out there. These people need to be smoking this, man. I feel like a piece of butter on a hot stack of flapjacks.
They're all, we need to kill him. We need to kill him.
Guy comes in a scuba suit. Holy Jesus Christ!
Have you always been here? But back to what I was saying. Other cultures have always used plants and herbs and things in their culture. So it just seems like a way of like, oh, fuck you and your culture. I don't care if you smoke weed. It's like, hey, bro, sorry, you don't have anything in your culture or lack of culture. Like, don't take that out on me. Don't say my shit.
Lack of culture and lack of spices.
I was about to say that. I took everything but the spices.
Yeah, I took everything but the spices. Yo, man, just made chicken bland. That's some bullshit.
How?
It's pepper.
How? Pepper don't. Hey, don't get crazy now.
Don't. Hey, hold on. They took the salt just to keep the meat okay intact. By the time they get it to where it needs to get to, they ain't about throwing it on that motherfucker this season.
Tis true. But yeah, so fucked up. I hope it changes.
Fuck.
America, get your shit together.
Something needs to happen.
Get your shit together.
Speaking on that, the NIL, which I know some people are unfamiliar with, I get it so confused, bro. The NLI, NIL.
I know.
Because they both pertain to college.
National letter of intent.
National letter of intent, name, image, likeness.
Yeah.
Name, image, likeness. So, for the longest time, the whole inception of the NCAA was to have a governing body over college athletics and to keep college athletics as the term amateurism. Amateurism means you're not getting paid to perform in whatever sport that you're competing in. The way that's how that word amateurism is what's kept it going for hundreds of years. The inception of NCAA was in 1902, so over 100 years, and college athletes aren't getting paid. Several colleges and college athletes punished for receiving payments. Most notably Reggie Bush, Johnny Manziel.
Free my boy.
Hey, he finally. No, there's other ones.
Oh, brother, I can go on a list.
Oh, yeah, I'm naming ones that people are familiar with.
Insane.
Like, yeah, like OJ Mayo.
But also, and fuck the NCAA for this too. But how picky and choosy are they with who they choose to try?
It's always West Coast schools.
Yeah.
Well, and the one SEC school that they busted was Ole Miss, I believe Tennessee, SMU.
But you know why that happened? Because the SEC, which is very well known,
Southeastern Conference.
There is a gentleman's agreement amongst schools that they're gonna go ahead and pay their players certain amounts of money. Like there's a cap. Like
you can't overpay.
You can't overpay, especially if like that. Like there's a guy from Georgia
they're
in state. You know. And the only reason they got caught is because they went over the gentleman's agreement, not because they're cheating.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even cheating, but giving benefits.
So basically, what Arthur is saying, if you're a top athlete in Georgia, if you have a top athlete in the state of Georgia, the universities in Georgia set the cap limit of how much money we can offer said athlete.
Like let's say
all the other outside schools in the Southeastern Conference, which is like Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, other schools like that, Missouri,
Florida State,
Florida State, but they can't offer more money than that.
So if I'm in, if that kid in Georgia, the University of Georgia says $150,000. That's as much as I'm gonna cap it off at. If Florida comes in and says I'm gonna give you $200,000,
yeah,
they're good, and they find out about it, the other school, they're gonna go ahead and report you.
But there's an NCAA.
But there's an agreement.
Yeah,
like this is well known. Then the famous athletes talk about this.
That is why the SEC has been so dominant in one school, notably Alabama.
Yeah.
If you follow University of Alabama,
crazy,
and follow their players, they always drive brand new Hellcats or Mercedes Benz and stuff like that. It's
different
crazy.
colors, different models. I'm like, wow, I can't.
How do you afford all that on a stipend? Don't know. But yeah, so this has been going on to where they've been paying under the table. Other schools have been punished for that. It's been a fight for so long, and this day was coming. I didn't think it was going to happen this year. I saw, recently California instituted the NIL, that it was going to initiate in 2023, where all the college athletes in the state of California were going to be able to monetize off their name, image, likeness. So the schools aren't paying them, but say like you see Instagram people selling tees or clothes or being sponsored by certain brands or certain, what am I thinking of? Like car dealerships and just stuff like that outside of the school based off of their name. who they are,
YouTube channels,
stuff like
TikTok,
that.
like even think about music, like the money you can make off of music, off certain streams. You can't make $1 of it before now. To where now it's free game, to where the NCAA is like, you know what, you guys do whatever you want. Yeah, the school technically cannot pay you.
Yeah, the school doesn't pay. That was the loophole that they found. I think they were buying time to figure out how do we get it to where the school doesn't have to pay the athlete.
School can't cut you a check.
School can't cut you a check, because I understand some people will be like, well, everybody should be getting paid fairly then. And it's like, should they though? Like, is the guy that never plays, should he be getting paid the same amount as the star player on the team? Because obviously having all these jersey sales. That's another thing, jersey sales. The players can make money off jersey sales now. Like, think about when you go to your favorite college football game, whatever, and
softball, baseball,
whatever, and you see a shit ton of number 5 jerseys, a shit ton of number 20 something jerseys. Those players that wear those jerseys that jersey belongs to, that represents, they didn't see a dime of it. Now they actually can receive a percentage of what they should have been. And immediately after the next day, or the day of when it came into effect,
bro, within a few hours, we saw
a few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes. Like, how in the there was a guy at USC. He had a sponsorship. I forgot what by Tesla, and he had. I was like, oh wow, this happened. You managed to cut a deal within minutes.
In 20 minutes, bro.
Nah, this was
Masterpiece Son had a $2 million deal with what is it? A tech company?
Yeah.
A tech web developing company, I believe.
It's like a startup. We'll see. What happens with that.
We'll see what happens. Either way, $2 million deal. That's money he's getting on his own. Before he even, I think he's going into his first season there at I believe it's Tennessee State.
Yeah.
He also chose to go to HBCU, which is paving your own way. This makes it also fair for HBCUs. Like, you can be an athlete and you could go to HBCU and you can make whatever money you want. And this is kind of like bringing back like HBCU as being like a powerhouse, like where black athletes can come, like this is home. Like, you don't have to go to these big time schools. Like, we'll develop you here. Like how Deion Sanders now is the head coach at Jackson State. What's the name of the other coach? He was like a running back. What's his name?
Eddie George.
Eddie George is now a head coach.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that, and it just evens out the playing field. Now, where it kind of have your advantages is if you're in big media markets like the West Coast, being Los Angeles. If you're in New York, there's no real big schools in New York, but you could be
not now, but I guarantee you,
St. John's, like for basketball, for St. John's,
Syracuse basketball,
like these other schools that are out there, like your basketball players, now they're gonna be making a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
like it's just huge, and that old argument of giving them free tuition is enough. Is it though, when they're generating millions of dollars for your institution?
Hundreds of millions.
Like, they talk about all the time. My favorite documentary is the 30 for 30, is like the U, how every year there was a new building that went up, and because they were winning.
Yeah.
Donors sending money. It's like, hey, bro, like, that wasn't there when I came here, and now it's here that after we won a national championship, or now that we won an ACC championship. That's kind of oddly coincidental.
Yeah, like, that's my money. I did that for you guys.
And like,
but we gave you an education.
Yeah,
you gave me an education. I gave you fucking buildings.
Buildings
to give education to more people.
Yeah,
to where you can have a bigger facilities now to have more people, to get more tuition, to get more. So look who's only winning out of this. Oh, but you got free tuition.
Hey, you got free education. Fuck you, because every other student on this campus can go get a job.
Yeah,
like you could be whatever. You can get a job in your career field. You could be an intern. They couldn't do that.
No.
They couldn't get, like, people could get paid internships.
Like, imagine that, like, if you're, I even think about this, like, Andrew Luck, super smart guy from Stanford, quarterback, number 1 pick, crazy, right?
Sweetheart of a man.
Nicest guy of all time. And he was studying, it was something like,
some biochemical engineering or something.
No, it wasn't biochemical engineering. It was something within engineering,
something
and
smart,
architecture.
some Stanford
But the point of the matter is, it's like, that guy is, even after football's over, he's going to want to do that. In the summer, when it's kind of a dead period.
What are you saying?
But Andrew Luck couldn't. Yeah. The guy couldn't go get an internship or some type of life experience because he was a fucking college athlete. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're at the point now where it's probably gonna be a little bit of a shit show at first, chaotic. But they can go ahead and monetize off stuff that they should have. There's so much money throughout the whole U.S. and in different industries. There's enough for everybody. Like, it's not just going to be the main big schools that are going to have these people are going to make a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of other schools.
It's like, I think of the movie The Social Network, and how Mark Zuckerberg, like when the weird fucking rowing twins, whatever their names are.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
They go complain to the dean. He's like, "This is Harvard. A lot of students here develop stuff. You can develop something else." Like, and he just came up with $1 million idea. It's like you have another $1 million idea. That's okay. But if that was like the football player at Harvard, like, hey, no, you can't do that, bro. Like, I forget the guy's actual name, but his YouTube name's Destroying. He was the UCF kicker.
Oh, the punter.
The punter.
Yeah.
And he had a YouTube channel, a lot of followers, and he got kicked out of school because it was either you stop your YouTube channel and play football or you're off the team. And he's like, fuck you, I'm making money off of this. Like, I need this money. And there's just so much stuff like that. And it's sad when you hear stories about, like, players, like, just at any opportunity to make any amount of money, like, they jump at it because it's like, bro, I can't even eat right now. Like, the meal plan only goes on Monday through Friday, but what about Saturday, Sunday? Lord forbid I have a girlfriend I want to take her out or something, or like, I can't even do that. Like, I'm poor.
It was the most common form of slavery in modern day.
Like,
and think about that.
You're probably not even going to utilize.
No,
because the whole reason they're there is because it's mandatory.
Yeah, and they're all, oh, but you're a student athlete. Education's number one. No, it's not. It's not. You want to know why? Because they can take your scholarship. So clearly it's not.
If you've seen the movie Higher Learning, they did that because I think he didn't show up to practice or something like that, and they pulled his scholarship.
Yeah. So also don't say student athlete.
Like,
don't give me that argument.
You owe $13,000 in tuition. No, I'm on a full ride scholarship. No, they pulled your scholarship.
They can do that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Remember ESTG?
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Freddie Gibbs too.
Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He was a college athlete. J. Cole. I'll trade Kyle Kuzma for him right now. But it's like you're fucked, and they say, like, if Leonard Fournette wanted to, he would have went straight to the NFL after high school.
But he couldn't.
But he couldn't because he had to do 3 years in college, wherever he went. There's a lot of, it's mandatory. NBA, they had to institute that rule. Fernie and I were talking about it when I was getting my haircut earlier. They stopped. I think the last player to go from high school to NBA, I think was Andrew Bynum. I think might have been the last one.
Maybe, yeah.
And they said no, 1 year mandatory college because top players weren't going to college anymore.
Why would they?
Yeah, if I could just go straight to the NBA. So now they have to go to college. Now the March Madness and everything comes right back up because it's like, oh yeah, let's build this up again. And then players are finding a loophole, like, oh well, I just had to be 1 year removed from high school. I'll just go play overseas
and make money.
And then recently was, oh, I'll just go to the G League and make money.
Yeah.
And then I'll develop with an actual NBA team, and then from there go into the actual NBA draft, and then get selected. I don't waste a year at some university and suffer. But it was bound to happen. Shout out LeVar Ball, because I feel like somehow he's connected to all this.
He is.
He's a trailblazer.
Yep. Started his own league. Did
Started
his own
league. Took his sons overseas. Trailblazer. I know there was a couple people that did that beforehand, like Emmanuel Mudiay, but it wasn't like a normalized thing on a mainstream level.
No.
So it's just sad to see. Like, imagine you going to see like your favorite athlete, and like that dude not even knowing if he's gonna eat that night.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but he got a free education.
I can't do anything with that education at the moment. So for these 4 years, I'm supposed to suffer.
What the fuck is this sociology degree gonna do for me? Like, am I gonna hand this degree over to the people at fucking Wendy's? Like, can I get a fucking like it just baffles me, the stupidity. And it's like the people that are in college, like, yeah, I get it. You're in college, it's unfair. Hey, can you run a 4.4? Can you generate millions of dollars for your university?
No.
Well, sorry. You know? Can you hit a jump shot? Can you spike a volleyball? Can you hit a fucking home run? Can you pitch 99 miles an hour? Can you do any of those things that generate money for university? Then I'm sorry.
I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah.
You know what?
Qualify for scholarships. They're available. Anybody can apply.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. Life's not fair.
Sorry, eh?
Life's
Looks like it's fucking loans.
For now, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Hey, which eventually, we're gonna pay back those loans, maybe. One day.
Maybe.
It ain't right now.
Joe Biden, get on it. Kamala, I'm looking at you. Stop fucking doing photo ops and get rid of student loans.
Hey, Bando Patrick came up
hey, Bando Patrick, y'all gonna have some hell to pay. Y'all taking all these fucking photo ops and being IG models and shit. Wipe student loans.
Get that shit out the way.
It'll boost the economy. I swear to God.
I'll swear to God, I'll start spending more.
I'll start my credit score shoot up if I don't have to make these $50 payments or $100 payments or whatever it is. That could go right back into the economy.
Yeah, my local government local brands.
Hey,
Local community.
business.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It'd just be more 6th Street, Everbloom, and Gabinos.
Yes, absolutely. To all three of those. To all three of those. You know what I will not support, and people shouldn't probably support now either? I don't know why they ever did. It was always weird to me. I could see why. But the Ace family.
Oh, yes.
The Ace family.
Yeah.
Because you brought this up to
weird.
me.
Yes, I brought it up. I completely forgot. I get heated over there now, yo. Fernie, are you familiar with the Ace family?
Yeah.
Okay. So, comes out today. Huh?
He said, unfortunately. Same here. I hate the fact that I knew who they were.
I'll say this.
I think we've all dated a girl that follows.
Yes, it was unconsensually shoved down our throats to see this family. So it just came out I was sent to TikTok today that this girl discovered that the house that they have got foreclosed, that they haven't made a payment on that house since February, that they owe the bank $7 million. It's a $10 million house. They owe the bank $7 million. And for all of you that watched the Austin McBroom fight,
The TikTok versus
YouTuber, he hasn't paid any of the fighters for that fight. The wife, I think she's the wife, girlfriend, whatever she is, Catherine, the C and the Ace. She's being sued by the cosmetic company. Fernie, you got coffee on your beard. She's being sued by because she has a cosmetic line. She's being sued by her business partners because she took all the stock inventory, took it away from them, changed bank account information, and tried to become the sole proprietor of the company.
Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. And they have several lawsuits going on. Besides that dude Austin being a piece of shit sexual predator. I was going to say the R word. Sexual predator.
Constantly cheating on, like, this has been out for a long time that they're not really together. They just put on this portrayal so that
it's all
they
fake.
have this business going on. I get it. You're gonna fake it, whatever, cool. But also, it just seems seems corny and cheesy.
It was corny from the start, and it's like, why would you idolize this family? Why do you look like? I understand your situation may not be perfect, but start working on your situation. Stop watching other people's fake situations, like how in that same ESCG interview, how you said like, I'm learning all these rappers' jewelry's fake. Like, none of this shit is real. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's all being shoved down our feed for us to strive for something and feel bad and promote unhealthy mental health.
It's just unattainable goals that are not.
That's supposed to make you happy.
Yeah, and none of that shit makes sense. Mm-hmm. None of it.
And what I feel bad. The reason I wanted to bring it up is I feel bad most for the daughter. The only person I feel bad for in that.
Oh, the one that had no consent in this.
No consent in it, and the whole basis of the YouTube channel was her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're such great parents to our daughter, and we're monetizing off of her, and we're doing all this stuff. Like, she's growing up with that.
Yeah.
And she didn't ask for that. And like Aria say, having a kid is the most selfish thing you could do. She didn't ask to be born, and she didn't ask for those two people to be her parents.
To engage in the business practices and just life practices that they're in.
And it's like, it's so sad to see, because it's like, I feel bad for the daughter when I saw I'm like, I feel so bad, like she's just growing up in this.
Yeah. And
then now to see it unfold and just basically Rome burning down.
And I've seen kids like, well, the only reason to say that is because I'm constantly around kids, and I see like they watch other kids on YouTube, and those kids that want to be on YouTube where they do like reviews and things like that, I could tell those kids actually like they like acting and it's fun for them. They're actually they can't really give consent because of their age, but you could tell they kind of want to do it. It's like when they're babies and when they're toddlers, like they can't talk. There's no consent's not even a thing. They're trying to figure out how to fucking shit properly.
I would
like I think there should be a thing where you can't do that. Like I think there should be a thing.
That should be a law. I don't know the first episode, if it was like, the day she was born or like maybe a week after the hospital, whenever they thought of this. I have no idea.
When they were, I don't know.
I don't know, but
I remember seeing the baby as a toddler.
Yeah.
Clearly, toddler can't even talk, so can't give consent.
Can't give consent. There needs to be something, because, and then that was a thing for like out of nowhere, people just starting family YouTube vlog channels, this, that, and the third, and it's like, bro, just be a family. And I understand, like, it's a way, you're seeing it as a way to make money.
Yeah.
But
at what price?
At what price? Like you're gonna sacrifice your kid's upbringing, like to constantly be around a video camera or whatever it is.
And what do you think that's teaching them in the long run as well?
You don't know that because that's the first generation of that. So it's like we're not gonna know the long term, ramifications of that until later on in life. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, we're not gonna know. We're not gonna even know the ramifications of the pandemic.
Yeah.
For like maybe another 5 years, like after they do studies of it. And for all the kids that didn't get a graduation, for all the kids that didn't get a promotion, and like they weren't allowed to have a birthday and stuff like that, like the ramifications of that.
What that's gonna do?
Exactly. So like now you have a whole generation of people that started family YouTube channels and have had their kids on camera, and it's like, do you know what you're doing to your, like, it's bad enough there's no perfect parent out there.
No.
It's bad enough we don't know how to parent already. Now you want to record yourself not knowing how to be a parent? I just never understood. And for the people that watch, it's like, I get it. Like, oh, I hope to be like, have a beautiful, son, daughter. I hope to, have a beautiful wife, a beautiful husband, whatever the situation may be, like have a huge house. Look at that.
Look where that got him.
House foreclosed. A quote unquote beautiful husband cheats on the wife all the time. Like, do you really know who you're idolizing? Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
You don't.
You gotta ask yourself internally: should this be my idol?
And that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's like, you don't know who your idols are? Like,
no.
How they say you never meet your idols. You don't know who they are.
No.
You never. You either love them for their music, you love them for their because they're good in sports, or
their
they're
achievements,
good writer,
whatever. Yeah.
Good actor, good whatever it is, actress. You don't know them as a person.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to bring up. Be like, hey, it took what, I think maybe 4 years, 5 years. I think it was like
for that to kind of unfold.
Yeah. And for everybody that was along for the ride's got to end eventually.
Yeah.
And look where it's ending, bad. It's sad. It's sad. It's like, I don't wish to see that on anybody.
No.
And it's just like, the only person it's truly affecting is the daughter that didn't ask for that.
Now imagine what her life's gonna entail.
Like, you're known for your parents doing all that.
Yeah. It's like think about it. Like there's fucking artists and famous celebrities, like they have kids. You never see them on camera though. The only people I could think of when there were kids on camera were the Kardashians.
Yeah. The Kardashians birthed that.
Yeah, they birthed that. So, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're all successful in their own right, but they're all have their own problems in their own right too.
We talk about child stars and how like they spiral out. They always go through turmoil eventually. And this is child stars like maybe like Justin Bieber was like, I think 12, Lil Wayne 9, and like there's other Macaulay Culkin. And it's like, yeah, bro, watch the whole like cute. And then all of a sudden, turmoil, and then probably never write again.
No,
for being in the limelight that long, like you've been in the limelight longer than you've been alive. Been normal. You don't know what normal is.
No,
and you're birthed into that. I just know her. I don't know her real name. Like I just know it starts with an E. But whatever she is, she's gonna grow up as that. Like, hey, you're the little girl from YouTube.
Yeah. She's never gonna get away from it.
Yeah, that's sad.
If I was her, I'd just go by my middle name. And her mother's maiden name. Just, I don't know, figure out a way to not be known as that.
McBroom, and I mean,
I said the mother's maiden name.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like her name's McBroom, I would assume. But if she goes by the mother's maiden name, like her mother's maiden name is famous as well.
Oh, maybe not as much.
Because they say Catherine Pais.
Oh.
So you kind of like, hopefully people think it's a common last name.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, that's all you could hope for.
Or they'll just say like, hey, are you related to...
You'd be like, nah.
Nah, not at all.
Nah. You kind of look like them. Nah. That doesn't sound like them at all.
Me. Yeah. It's sad,
but yes,
bro.
folks, we just wanted to kind of tell you guys, be very careful who you idolize. Really start looking at these things. For some people, it's the Ace Family. For some people, it's Bando Patrick. We all have different people we idolize.
Patrick is the truth, though.
He is the truth.
He didn't.
I don't
Look
know.
like he'd lie to me.
Hey, you listen up. I laugh every time.
It doesn't look like he's capable of a lie.
Nah. Hey, that like I said, that guy's him 100% of the time.
Exotic Reggies.
Mm. Zaza.
It's comedy.
How long
guess-
have we been going?
We're already in our third take.
So we're going towards like an hour and a half.
Yeah, which we could. I don't know if you wanted to get to this one. About because we just ended up By the way, thank you to everybody who supported our Severed Souls Drops summer collection. Did very well.
In production already.
It's already in production.
Already in production.
Fernie supported.
Very support. We hit our goals.
Yeah, so that was good, and we can't do it without you guys. We appreciate it. But we as we're going through this and we kind of wrap things up, Adam and I always have conversations about this, about just kind of what we could improve on, build on, maybe ideas, just things of that sort. And then you brought up a very good question in terms of...
God, don't ask me to remember the question. I hope you remember it.
No, I remember it. It was something along the lines, because we were talking about just different aspects of what fashion is. And I never thought of it this way. I knew the answer to it, but I'd never heard it. It's like, what do you value most about fashion? Like, what is it like? Well, I guess first of all, what's fashion to you, and what do you value the most? Because you're gonna hear a bunch of different answers from different people.
Yeah.
In terms of fashion, whether they're in fashion or they appreciate it from afar.
Yeah. Well, everybody, to an extent, like I remember when I first started modeling, they said like, "Oh, I don't have any fashion sense." Yes, you do. It's fashion's how you dress, no matter what. Even if you, quote unquote, had bad fashion sense, it's your sense of fashion. That's how you choose to dress. Everybody has to wear clothes, and it's gonna be different. What I value most in it, what I think it is, to answer the direct question that you're saying, to me it's self-expression.
Yes.
It's self-expression. I dress how I feel that day. I'm dressed to feel comfortable. Fernie's dressed for comfort.
I'm also dressed
all the time
for comfort,
and that could look different amongst people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm dressed to, I feel like I'm in a preppy mood. I feel like I just want to wear black. 80% of my closet's black.
Yeah.
Like it just varies on how I feel that day, that moment. Like, and to me, that's why I have so much clothes, because I have a wide variety of how I could feel.
Yeah.
Whether it's good, bad, whether I feel like, I'm going to wear this brand today, or I'm going to do this, or I bought this shirt because I have a whole outfit planned around this. It's always just how I feel. It's expressing that. And what I value most, that's what I value most about it, is how sacred it is to every single person.
Yeah.
Because you unknowingly, even if you're subconsciously doing it, you're probably unknowingly doing this. You chose that specific shirt, like you probably chose a yellow shirt because you felt happy that day.
Yeah.
Or you wanted to bring happiness to others. That's what yellow does. Or you wore black because you kind of just want to be low key. You don't want to be real seen.
It's not a phase.
Or black's your favorite color.
Can't really go wrong with black.
And it just depends whether you wore a sport team shirt or you're going to a sporting event. Oh, why'd you choose that jersey? Like when you start asking people, and I hate that's a Cardinal shirt, but whatever. Like if you're gonna go to a Dodger game, don't you want to wear like a Dodger shirt? Okay, and then if you think about a Dodger jersey, why'd you choose that player? Oh, because this is my favorite player. So I'm like there's always an underlying reason, whether you realize it or not. And that's just what I value what you can do with clothes, like the expression with it, the statements you can make with it, just what the externally and internally, because when you look good, you feel good. And it's when you're in a great outfit, that your confidence is up. There ain't after I get a fresh haircut, ain't shit you could tell me. If I have a fresh outfit on, nothing you could tell me. I'm gonna feel great.
Even if you had a fresh haircut, a whole outfit, and somebody tells you, I don't like that outfit, I don't care.
I really don't care, bro. I'm comfy. I'm exactly how I'm dressed, how I want to be in this moment, and that's just how me personally. What about you? What? Huh? You agree?
Hey, what about you, Bando Patrick?
What about Bando Patrick?
What does Bando Patrick think about, or what is Bando? Well, I know what he'd value the most about fashion. It'd probably be the money. But what do you value? What would you value the most about fashion? As like whether it's like a consumer or making clothes or whatever. And I'll repeat it because since you can't probably hear you.
I guess the same thing as that.
How you feel? That's the best. That's what you value the most.
My boy made this one. I thought the shit was hard as a motherfucker. To his place and body. If I like your guys' shit, I'm gonna buy your shit. Most of the time, I do like everybody's shit.
So it's immediate. Like either I like it or I don't. Like I like it, I'll buy it. It's just that simple.
I usually like Sad Cloud shit.
Sad Cloud.
Yeah, that's a brand.
Like sad brands or something.
Sad brands. Oh, I can see why you like Heaven's Demons then.
Sad boys.
Sad boys for life.
It's a lifestyle. It's not a phase.
Interesting.
Are you gonna answer?
Oh, well, I guess to kind of answer what my question, or kind of what the question was. Well, first, fashion, like anything else in life, I think of everything kind of the same in terms of everything's like an experience, right? So whether it is like, what was the experience buying it? What was your experience like receiving it in, putting it on? The first impression with that, like I think of fashion as just an experience, as anything, as if it would be like going to a sporting event. Like everything's an experience, no matter what. And I think what I like the most about probably fashion is sometimes kind of like the narrative, like what, and you've kind of put me onto it, but like the behind the scenes of things. Like I'm a craftsman in some of the things I do, so I like to hear what they have to say about their craftsmanship and how they expound upon that. On top of it, something being really nice and just visually looking very nice, how it sits, what's the story behind it, how did you present it? Like I think of it in its totality, in terms of maybe it's not even something I would wear personally, but I fuck with so hard with what your vision was, and I could appreciate that. Like for me, most of the time it's narratives. I think that's the beauty of why I like baseball, and I kind of tie it to sports. It's such a slow-paced game, and for growing up, Vince Scully was known for the stories he would say about every single player that came up. The wildest things you could never, like, how did he have that information? So I think most of the time it's like hearing the stories and the narratives of people, whether it's in terms of themselves, their collection, how they constructed something. I think for me, that's what I value the most. It's like the storytelling, like what your vision of it was. On top of it, just how it sits and things like that, I could appreciate that too. Yeah. And plus, now that we are in fashion, you have a different appreciation for like certain silhouettes, how somebody crafted that. It's like, oh my God. It's like, that is very impressive. I could see why I can't afford your things. Like I could see why.
Yeah. Like there's so much layers that people don't see. They either see it online or they see it in the store, but they don't see how that got to there. It just didn't get there. That's anything when you go to a retail store. Excuse me. And for me, that's the fun part about it, is like I love how clothes can make somebody feel. Like a good outfit can make somebody's day, even if they woke up having a bad day. Like you all have, like I have my comfort crew neck that I wear. Like if I'm feeling down, I'll throw this comfort crew neck on just to feel better. Like it's just a comforting thing. Like everybody, you're probably going to hear this and think about like, what the fuck like you probably don't even know that you do this, but you'll reach for that hoodie or reach for these shorts or that sweat, those sweatpants. And for me, it's like, I want to create whatever this garment is going to mean to you. Yeah. Like this is my go-to shirt. Like that's cool as fuck when somebody says like, oh, like I remember one person said like, oh, I wore your shirt the whole weekend. Like it was that comfortable to me. I felt that comfortable in it.
I've heard a lot about our gray heather shorts, because even for me too, like if I'm in like in a nice region where I'm vacationing, it's my favorite shorts to wear.
Yeah, they're nice. They're practical. Very versatile.
Bando Patrick got them on right now.
Bando Patrick got them on. And I love that. And I'm also very big, and it shows through our clothes. Like I'm very big on texture. Like I'm very big on touch, feel. And I won't wear a shirt if it doesn't feel comfortable with me, no matter how fire the design is. If it doesn't feel comfortable, I'm not going to wear it.
No, there's nothing worse than an overly starchy shirt or a thin shirt that you could get 100% sweat through, or it just doesn't sit right.
It's like, and if I feel that way, like I'm not going to wear it. So I wouldn't want to make a shirt that somebody else, like that it's going to feel like that to somebody else. Like I know if I feel comfortable in it, like I know it's soft, I know it smells good, I know the structure of it's nice. Like if you wanted to size up, you could get that oversized look. If you wanted to do true to size, you'd have that nice look. What's up? But yeah, like that's kind of like what I see in clothes. Like it's always like I have that order. First it's emotion, feel, and then narrative. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I think, what's the word? I just said it last night. I think everything in a full circle. Like I'll think of, you know, other people's opinions. I'll think of scenarios. I'll think of when it comes to our collections, like I'm very in depth with it. I check all the boxes. I make sure like, okay, if we're going to do this.
In terms of, you think with both sides of your brain. Mm-hmm. You're not just linear in one aspect. It's never just one thing.
Yeah. So like I want to make sure like when I design clothes, like for the person that loves how shirts feel, like I want to cater to them. For the people that love narratives, well, I got a fucking narrative for you. Like when you wear this shirt.
Yeah. You like the graphics?
The graphics, like.
Well, then let me go ahead and mix it up.
Yeah.
You like to fuck around with different colors? Well, you're gonna have a few different color waves. It's gonna stand out.
It's gonna stand out. So it's like that's my order of importance. And for me, it's never. I prioritize that stuff. Like for this collection that we did, there wasn't a huge it wasn't narrative based. No. It was based on, we're going to utilize colors. I want this collection to kind of stand out. This is my interpretation of us doing color.
Yeah. And even in the design, Severed Souls, how, like, you told me the backstory of it. I don't know if you want to say it, but there's something to that. You didn't just say, "Oh, Severed Souls, that sounds good." No, you correlated to something previously.
Because I love the name of a car club that my dad was associated with called Severed Ties. I love the name and what it means. Like to sever, like I wanted it to be like, when I think of Severed Ties, like I'm cutting ties with people. Like I wanted that to be kind of like that, because that's the mood I've been on. Is like I don't really have the capacity to maintain stagnant friendships. I don't have the capacity to maintain stagnant relationships. I just don't. And I'm willing to cut ties and keep it moving. And I feel like that's how people should be. But I also didn't want to just blatantly put Severed Ties as if it was my own original thought.
No. You want to put your spin on it.
Yeah, I want to put my spin on it. So it's Severed Souls. Severed Souls is like I'm severing connections with people, and also people break up going into the summer. Yeah. So like it kind of like a heartbroken summer type of thing. Like, and see,
Bando Patrick understand.
Hey, people
do one of these.
And if you were in a relationship situationship and y'all had a mysterious fight last month before summer, it's just because that person wanted to cut ties with you and do their hoe shit. Yeah. And live their best life, and I fully support that. So I wanted something to symbolize that. The inception of our brand, Heaven's Demons, we used angel graphics. I wanted to get back to using an angel graphic for it. So what better way than having a little Cupid angel on the front, a little Cupid cherub on it, and utilize that to kind of accent, like when you see that, you're gonna know it's part of this collection. So that was the most of the narrative, coming off of what we did with the Forgive the Forgotten, which was super layered and super detailed and had a message to it. Everything,
every design had its own message about it.
Yeah, had its own message and narrative. So that's basically what it was. Like, I remember, talking with people and hearing, critiques of like, oh, you guys don't do color. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll show you my interpretation of color. It's gonna be these colors that you normally don't see, and colors that I think are gonna be that I personally love in this moment. Like, I love neutral tones, I love brown tones, I love that, I love blues. So it's like, I'm gonna put that out there, and hopefully you guys like it, and a lot of you did.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys for supporting.
And we shot it at a hotel where there's color everywhere.
Yeah, just so happened to work out.
We OD'd on color for y'all, for us, for we.
Hey, it's a we. It's like with
everything. You speaking French now?
Of course. Of course. Je ne sais pas. Means I don't know. It's the only word I know.
I think it's you hear my accent. I also watched Talladega Nights. Spend your 4th of July watching Talladega Nights.
That was the first movie that was fucking on Netflix too. They promoted it for a certain reason, and it worked.
Love that movie. But
do that. Yeah,
that was just what the conversation we had last night that I felt like we should have on this podcast. So what the conversation kind of was, and I felt like we both felt like it was applicable. What's important to you whenever you're doing anything?
Yeah. Like what do you value the most?
Where are your values, and is there longevity in that?
Yeah.
Like, take a step back. Like, if your value is strictly monetary,
you lost already. There's an expiration date on that. Sooner than you probably think.
Like, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, we got to eat. At the end of the day, this business has to run. At the end of the day, bills need to be paid. At the end of the day, we want to be able, like, what this brand, what our podcast, what our future business endeavors are going to, I want to be able to give something to my kids. I want to be able to create financial freedom for me. I want to create generational wealth. I want to do something different.
While also giving back to the community.
I want to go against the grain. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to work it and clock in, clock out 40 hours a week. And hopefully by the time I'm 65, I have enough money saved up so I can actually enjoy my money. Yeah. I don't want that. So this is me working hard to create that, not only for myself, but I'm thinking down the line for, I hope to have kids one day, and I want to be able to give them something other than my last name.
You want to be able to give them the fact of, look, like, you could see almost my blueprint. I could tell you my blueprint of how I got to this. It doesn't need to just be one thing. Yeah. You don't have to. Hey, you're not defined by one thing, whether it's a job, career, person, regardless.
Yeah, and also giving them the financial freedom to, they could do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I want to be able to give. I know we shame it on Twitter, but we make fun of things that we wish we had. Like, I want to have trust fund kids. I want to have kids that they don't have to worry about making money. I want to also teach them the importance of money and making your own money.
There's a way to do it. There's a way to teach them value in terms of money.
Yeah, value,
without being a spoiled prick.
Also, it's like, yeah, if my kid wants to go backpack through Europe, yeah, dad's got you, bro. The trust fund's right here. Make sure, hey, as long as you take care of your shit, you go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it. I might go with you. Hey, me and your mom might go butt naked through Europe.
Yeah, don't
go opposite direction.
Hey, bro, you go on that side of the mountain, I'll be on this side of the mountain. I don't want to see you for a week.
I don't even want to see you.
Hey, bro, you know what? After this week, we'll talk about what the fun we had. Well, not all of it.
Maybe not.
Not all of it. Maybe not. But we'll talk about, hey, it was a good time, right? Good time.
Craig's dad.
Oh, Craig's dad. But yeah, it's like that's what this is, and it's like, in our generation, millennials and Gen Z, like, we're trying to get to that, and it's maneuvering through that way. But also, I'm pursuing something that I have a lot of value in, something that I've been doing since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm learning, like, yeah, I could also make this a career, a life. I could have a life off of this. Mm-hmm. It's not about having, fame or nothing like that. That's not what the value is. Like, no. It's my passion. And whenever we get on this podcast, I get feedback when we talk about, like, our brand, our podcast, what my music and stuff. You could see the passion. Like, you can't fake that. You can't fake passion. You can fake, like, oh yeah, like, I do this, but where's the passion behind it, bro? Like, where's the energy? How do I know, like, this, you live and breathe this?
Live, breathe, and die by this.
Mm-hmm. How? I don't. Unless you can see it's transparent, and some people see it, some people don't, because they're not looking hard enough.
Yeah. They don't care to look that far.
And we're talking about, like, having foresight of, like, we gotta look further down the road, and kind of when that even happened. Like, I was always an in the moment person. I'm still an in the moment person. Like, I live for moments. I love being in the moment, but I also want to plan further ahead. Like, I also don't want to keep fucking on my future. And I started focusing on foresight when I hated how my hindsight looked. I hated how I would look back and, like, fuck, bro, I'm not proud of that.
No.
Or what have I even done? What did I do that I'm not, like, I wish I didn't do? Mm-hmm. Even though it got me to here, and I can't look at life through a rearview mirror, but still, it's like, bro, like, I want to look back and be proud when I look back.
Yeah, you'd be remiss to not look at your past to try to figure out what your future should look like.
Yeah, like, what did you accomplish? Did you change? Did you improve on a design? Did you do something new? Well, you're naming on the guest list. Who brung you? Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, no, I think we all caught it.
I love that song. But yeah, like, that, these creative outlets are that. Mm-hmm. And where's the longevity in it? Because it's a passion. Like, the first three things that we named are all passion driven, passion based.
Yeah, other than the brand, there's a lot of stuff we haven't really made much money on, or zero money on. We've lost a lot of money in a lot of things, but we've done it generally because we want to do it. Mm-hmm. A lot of things is a lot of this risk. Absolutely,
it's all risk, all reward too.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, it's either bet on black or red. It's a lot of risk, but hey, if you hit, you hit. Like, it's being able, like, I told Arthur this, I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Like, however I get to that point in my life, I want to get there.
Yeah, and it's not even about fuck you money. Yeah, I know plenty of people that generate millions of dollars that still kind of live paycheck to paycheck or project to project, and things. It's like,
on top of
like,
that, they're probably just miserable.
They're miserable. Like, the stress that comes with that. It's like, well, I mean, financially, do you maybe have fuck you money? Yes, but you don't have a fuck you lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I much rather go with the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to make the $300 million, $10 million. No, because I could make 200 grand and probably be way happier than what you're gonna do with your money.
He's sucker.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, like it's at the end of the day, it's like it's what type of life are you living?
Yeah.
Not your lifestyle of like, oh, I got this watch, I got this car, I got this chain, I took this fucking trip to fucking Tulum. But no, and if you did take a trip to Tulum, I hope it's because you genuinely wanted to go.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time.
And honestly, bro, like even like we went to Rosarito twice. Had a time of our fucking lives, bro. Like I wouldn't trade that for anything. And it's just like that moment of just like it's something so simple, and it's like, bro, I genuinely wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to travel somewhere and I didn't want to be there.
No.
Like I just did that to flex. And not saying that a lot of you went, but a lot of other fucking people that obviously made like vlogs and stuff like that.
But you know those people that don't know how to enjoy a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Like they like the concept and idea of a vacation, but they are more doing it so of what they can get out of it. In terms of like, oh, I'm gonna post this on Instagram, it's gonna be fire. People will be like, oh my god, they live such a crazy life.
But they didn't know, like, little did they know that person was complaining the whole time, was fucking miserable to be around.
Yeah.
Made a bad, sour time for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, fucking ruined the night, got us probably kicked out of somewhere. And, like, you don't know the whole story, but, hey, cute Instagram pic.
Hey, there's...
I'm sorry.
Sorry. And there's a reason why sometimes a lot of people don't post. You know why? I've always been very observant of that. It's like there's a reason why this woman is not posting. This man is not posting. And salute to you.
Hey, it's just what are your values? Like if you could take anything from this podcast, it's values.
Yeah. So if you guys want to comment what those values are, let us know. Or what you value in fashion, what you value just in a lot of things.
What do you value in life? What do you value in your work? What do you value in yourself? Mm-hmm. Do you value your work ethic? Do you value like your hobbies, your creativeness, whatever it is? Find out what those things are, like, and live by it. Yeah. Always go right by yourself. Put yourself first, and like you'll see that transpire in everything else you do. You'll become a happier person. Yeah. Your connections and relationships with people will be healthier because you're happy.
And most of those values, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, have nothing to do with monetary. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with none of that. Like a lot of stuff that you're to value probably won't have anything of that. It's gonna be good times with your friends, your family, just things of that sort. So I don't want to get too preachy on this podcast.
Living for the nights that I can't remember with the people that I won't forget.
It was a great bar back then. It's a great bar now.
It holds up. Test of time.
Hey, that's Old Testament right there to me.
That's Old Drake. Old Testament.
Mm-hmm. Old Testament. Old Drake.
All right.
But all right, folks.
We've been here too long.
Yeah, we've been here too long. Comment, like, subscribe. Do what you do. Share this with everybody. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And until next week, deuces.
Later.